Party people and the place to be. Live from 58 Dream Street. We're James with Games. Totally! Hello! Totally42. Glad to have you here. Assuming you're still here. Those messages might have been typed a little bit earlier than just now. Adjust the camera a little bit here. Alright. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Here we are. It is episode 21 of our Star Control 2 Let's Play. And there's a lot on the go. No, I don't want to update the GOG Galaxy app right now. Thank you. Aha! Well, I'm glad to have you here. How is Saturday treating you, my friend? Alright, just engaging in the ritual shuffling around of the windows that must be done immediately after exiting full screen when launching the game. Getting ready for the ritual rebalancing of the volume to try to make it good, which we'll deal with in a moment. Let's dive in. So we got a lot on the go here in Star Control 2 in our quest to save the galaxy on the third go-round. There's my window. Here we go. That's dedication, my friend. Like, not just working on the weekend, but working on the weekend at a place that you no longer work because yesterday was your last day. That's a sign that you're putting in the work to get a good... Okay. Once again, my computer has changed what the numbers of volume mean. So let's find out here. How's that volume balance? Someone in the chat. Feels a little loud to me, but I can't tell. How's the game versus my voice? At any rate, when last I left, I was trying to find the Ilwrath, and I was having no luck. I mean, I was finding lots of Ilwrath, but not in their home territory. And literally, like, as soon as I closed the stream down last weekend, bit loud? Thank you, Holmes. And hello, Holmes. Welcome. Alright, turning that down a little. Bit lower in the mix. How's that? In theory, I could, get it right one week and then write down the settings. Perfect. Chef's kiss. Except that they're not, like... Last week, I had to put the PC volume up to like 70 to get it so that people weren't concerned that it was too quiet. And today, I started with it at 50 and it was like blaringly loud. Out of, like, I bet they could hear it like downstairs, like out in the hallway. But anyway, okay. So yeah, I was seeking the Ilwrath and I was having no luck. And then as soon as I finished up, I looked at the map and I found it. I think. Chartsa! Welcome! I've got a very strong sense that the Ilwrath are in the Tauri constellation, which I have not very thoroughly explored yet. And so, I just gotta take a look here and think, what is gonna be the closest warp? It honestly might be the case that the quickest way is just to fly there. But hold on. Let me look. Let me look at my list of quasi-space locations. Yeah. Well, okay. There's one that goes to Spathy space. That's probably our closest option. So, without further ado, let's get out into hyperspace, and from hence to quasi-space. We're going to stop in and say hello to our buddies, the Arilouleelay, while we're in quasi-space. And we'll pop out in Spathy space, the former Spathy space. I guess you don't get to claim any space territory once you voluntarily enclose yourself in a slave shield. Portal spawner. Boom. Here we are. Alright. So step one. Go visit the Arilouleelay. update them on the status of their very ill-advised decision to find a Dnyarri, which, to be fair, I don't think they knew it was a Dnyarri, and just give it to the Umgah. And be like, here, see if you can put this thing back together. Not wise. And yet, that's what they've done. We can confirm that to them now. I don't think they're going to do anything about it, but still couldn't hurt to tell them. Camera angle seems a bit askew, but I'm going to live with that for now. If it's breaking anybody's brain to look at me with the slightly tilty bookshelf behind me, let me know, and I can mess around. But never going to learn to pronounce your planet's name, friend. Can't do it. Oh yeah, well I wouldn't want to get numbed out being exposed to your extremely vaguely named places. But yeah, check out what happened with the Umgah. They're not being funny. And I was led to believe that they were funny. Oh no, I'm messing with you. There we go. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's not going to go well for you. But we gotta let it play out. Bye and good luck. British! Hail! I think I figured out where the Ilwrath are. When I say I think I figured it out, I mean I literally saw the spot on the map. It's a very subtle little circle of influence, but I'm pretty confident I know where they are. So, we're gonna go hunt them. Or, perhaps, rather than hunting them, try to trick them into believing that, pardon me, we are the voice of their gods. Okay. So, I want to go to 466, 514. There we go. Chart a course, Ensign. Make it so. How are you on this fine Saturday? I mean, I shouldn't have... Obviously, it could totally be fine here and not fine in Germany. But how are you today? I, personally, had an excellent week because last Friday, as I mentioned, I was finally able to secure a PS5, and the one game that I care about playing on the PS5, Elden Ring, and I played that sucker like it was a full-time job this week, and I don't regret a moment of it. Okay, we're just gonna go in alphabetical order through the Torre system, and we'll see how that goes. Gunk are off to commit suicide. We'll try to stop them if we can, although I have grown to suspect that stopping them is not actually something you can achieve. That they might, I don't think they're actually exterminated when they arrive at Ahab space and disappear. I choose to believe. Because I don't want the Gunk to be exterminated, but I also... I'm just sick of dealing with them because they're annoying, right? That's how it goes. Alright. I cannot get satisfied with stamina. Yeah, so Elden Ring has been treating me well. That's a very fun game. I think I've got to ease up and try to play it like a normal person going forwards. But this week of just obsessively binging it was also quite satisfying. Here we are, Alpha Tauri, which I believe I searched before. Hello, little labyrinth. You want to go up in that chair? People will be able to see you. They'd like that. I don't know that Oh, you know what? I don't think I did come to Alpha Tauri before, and I also suspect that I've found the Ilwrath Homeworld. So, not wanting to actually deal with them. Oh, you know what? Let's throw down a save. We're in Alpha Tauri. Oops! I didn't update the tag. Alright. I'll do that next time. It's April 30th now. It's not April 23rd. Alright. So now, let's see if we can get in there without actually having to interact with these jerks. Is this their planet? They're not actually putting in a lot of effort to stop me. This is their planet. Okay, let's see what happens here. Probably a one-on-one conversation is not the way to do this, but I'm curious what happens in the conversation. And then we can worry about figuring out how to use, if we can use the Umgah caster yet, to mess with their brains. Here we go. Oh, a festival! Yeah, British, the whole fleet needs to be here for the festival. Alright, hold on. Let me see if I can convince this guy that his gods aren't real. Probably not. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's ask. Tell me about your gods. So many different aspects. You don't say. That's not how time works, buddy. Sounds to me like what babies just do. They eat. Oh, we've got very slight abersighting there. Let's give the aber content people want. Alright. Hunker down. I'll fix the camera when she's not being cute anymore. Okay. Yeah. You have any good gods? Do you have any gods that don't suck? I don't want to offend you or anything. What if, though? Have you thought about the possibility that this is all just literally a prank being played upon you by the Umgah? Whew. Yeah, this is not a great religion. Doesn't do much for me anyway. Hey, Abra. Yeah, hey, sweetheart. It's not the time you want it to be yet, but it's almost that time. Okay, well, I guess knowing the channel that they broadcast on should be helpful. People love Abra, totally. Actually, Abra's barely been on the stream. After a year of online teaching, where she insisted on being in the background of like every lecture and/or office hour I delivered. Set up the entertainment version. Yeah, what? Why channel 44? That's odd. Oh, they do it for you. Ah, yes. Oh, Subtongues. Alright, yeah. Weary, disgusted, you know. Got lots of feelings that make me not want to talk about your god. I don't know about that, buddy. I feel like I know everything there is to know now about Dogar and Kazon. Okay. Now, let's just chat. I will say the Ilwrath leader here is a lot, he's friendlier than the other ones. He's got that going for him. I mean, he's obviously going to try to kill me. Hey, they're not that strange. We have met some really strange looking aliens, and these dudes just look like Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Like, gross. Man, you're gross. Yeah. Just a terrible religion. It's a real shame that the priest class that took over their culture didn't just use a friendlier religion, a nicer sounding deity to manipulate them thus. Oh yeah. Yeah, I bet you're a real tranquil. Weapons of death and destruction are great, but have you tried video games? Oh man. And they told you to go eat the skunk, huh? That's what I'm guessing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hold on though. Again. And I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but what if this is all just a joke? In God's army. Your whole society is a lie. And everything you believe is meaningless. Just thought. What if it isn't, though? What if your culture is stupid and your traditions are meaningless? Disgusting. Man, you folks. Yeah, so what? You called the Urquan soft earlier? Yeah. Have you asked them about their excruciator device? It sounds like something they, you know, you get a completely different function out of than they did. But I think it might appeal to you. Yeah, well, the Kazur'Zai, you know, they're moderates as far as Urquan ideology goes. Oh, you have debased yourselves. But you don't need to be. Oh. Oh, some sophistry for you. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Which means... Alright. Conversation over. Now let's flee. Get some distance here. And now just hope that this guy takes his time. Boom. No casualties. Okay. That went fairly well. Let's update ye old save game tag. Get the date tag right. Okay. Aber's not doing anything that exciting. Put the focus back on the kid. Alright. Now, let's see. There, we'll share. We'll share focus apple. I think she's actually agitating for LUNCH, but that's not for another half hour. Can we do it from here? Probably not. Oh. Boom. Channel 44, baby. Alright, we're gonna play this carefully. Let's try this. All caps. We want you to do things a bit differently. Or, see, what I would like to say is, like, you know how you think the Urquan are soft? If they're too soft, why are you defeated by them? Okay. We can change their names. We can arbitrarily create new words. I don't want them to go killing gruesomely unless I can specify who to kill. The Ilwrath would love to meet the Korra. And yet the Korra would just exterminate them. Thank you, Cadence. This is attempt 1 to mess with the Ilwrath. Let's add the... change their words slightly. Perfect. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, I bet. Hold on. Ah, I was hoping that every instance of we in the text would be changed to we. That would be good stuff. That would be like in Xmas Story, the episode of Futurama, where Fry says Christmas, and the future people are like, what's Christmas? Then they realize it means Xmas, and the word's changed. Oh, that must be Leela's like, that must be an archaic pronunciation. Like how you say ask instead of axe. And then from that moment on, for the entire rest of Futurama as a show, no future character ever says ask again. They say axe. Probably is a technical issue. Alright. This is not what I want them to do. Okay. Let's see if we can set them on. Yeah, it's true. Good question. Have you heard of the Kor-Ah? Well, hold on. That... Well, now I feel bad about having weakened the Thraddash. This is a case where I would approach this a lot differently than the dialogue options. I would try to aim for some kind of not randomly directed genocide as the result. Alright, anyway, I'm heading back to the fetid darkness, if you'll pardon me. If that's what makes you happy. And obviously it is. Okay, well. Sorry about that, Thraddash. That's true, Holmes. As long as the Thraddash aren't literally exterminated, this can only make them stronger and better and more cultured. That's the right perspective to have. Okay, so... Okay, well, interesting. Let's look at the star map and see if the Ilwrath circle moves right away. No, but that's alright. They're just warming up. They're warming up. They're getting ready. Now, what do I want to do next? Let's see. Let me think. What could I... Things that I have done before in the past that I have not done in this game yet. I can go get the Thraddash on board. I can... I only have the Spindle cadence. I know that one of the things is in Thraddash space, and one of them is allegedly on the Druuge trade world. According to, you know, the Melnorme. But I haven't found either of them yet. And I also don't have the Thraddash on board yet. So perhaps, especially since I did just sick a, you know, genocidal spider race. I guess genocide might be a bit much. They just want to commit lots and lots of murders. They don't have a specific eradicating the culture aim or anything. Yeah, maybe I should go to the Thraddash, kill a bunch of them. But to help. Killing in a helpful way. I think that's our move. And then maybe once they're on board... Whoops! No, excuse me! It is I, Dogar and Kazon! Ah... Well, because we're gonna get them a better culture. Great. Okay. Good. I was hoping you'd say something like that. Have a good jihad, I guess. This, Alright. Incoming Dune spoilers. I'll throw up a peace sign when I'm done spoiling Dune. If anybody is not familiar with Dune but wants to see the film, they saw the first half of the film, they're excited for the second half because they split the novel into 2 films. I'm just gonna say that in Dune, when so Paul spends the entire friggin' story, well, not the whole story, but everything after he gets his future sight unlocked, being like, I must prevent the jihad in my name. And then at the end, in his moment of triumph, he's just like, ah, fuck it, let's do a jihad. And then people were surprised, apparently, from what I've read at the time. I wasn't around. When the second novel comes out and complicates the story, and it turns out everything isn't just hunky-dory with the jihad, you're like, what? This is... I don't like this. I don't know. Anyway. Spoiler free, spoiler free, spoiler free. Wait, I should do... Oh my goodness. There we go. If anybody actually muted me while I was spoiling Dune, we're good now. Alright. So yeah. Let's go see Thraddash. So, what gets me closest to Thraddash? Probably this one. 525.14. Let's try it. $25.14. Chart a course, Ensign. Make it so. We'll pop back and speak to the, It's not Cadence. I mean, to begin with, you know, people should do the things that they find rewarding and interesting. But also, I used to, like, you know, I used to watch several films a week and, like, be very cultured and sophisticated. Ah, there's the Ilwrath on the go. This was not the fastest way, though. That's probably not that big a deal. Let's head to their territory and mess with them. Happy camper! Welcome! I found the Ilwrath Homeworld! I fooled them into... I don't know why. The game is just like... Yeah, that's the one I should have gone with. But it's probably not a big deal. So I'm just going to roll with it. We're on the go. We got slightly less than 2 years of in-game time, but it's going to be all power moves from here on out. Relatively efficient. Can you see there? 24 more minutes. So, this cat I've recently discovered is missing one of her, like, prominent front, like, fang teeth. And I've probably mentioned she had, like, diabetes and cancer in the past year. Beat them both. So she's been to the vet a lot. And 3 different vets have all, while doing an inspection of her, commented on how great her teeth are. Because, like, they're very clean and, like, they don't have plaques. She doesn't have any dental disease, which is apparently pretty common in cats. And not one of them has said, like, hey, she's missing one of her front teeth. Very strange stuff. I wouldn't have known, except one day she yawned. I was like, I don't know. Seems kind of off. Alright. Yes, your reports are accurate. I don't know if you're correct about that, sir. I kind of feel like your reports were accurate, and I am capable of beating you. Wow, 4 megawatts. Oh, just you wait. Just wait till we have an alliance with Culture 20, I believe. Alright. We're just gonna... Yeah, I thought you might. That's fine. I was hoping you'd say that. Alright. You fool, you're forcing me to kill you. Oh. pain in the ass. Who's the eluder here, Thraddash? Jeez. You're facing the most cowardly space captain in the galaxy. With an extremely defensive attack plan. Oh, for the... Oh, come on. Alright. Whiffo. Get out of there, Whiffo. We'll send someone else in. Alright, Captain Buck. Captain Rogers, I suppose. Oof. That actually went really poorly. Yeah, this that captain in particular just had a very spastic, a very jittery style of attack approach. Oh no! We lost Captain Buck. That's a shame. You know what? This is embarrassing. Let's run it back. As always, to conquer the true warriors of the galaxy. Okay. We can do much better than that. And we'll save a little fuel. So let's go apologize again to the Thraddash again. But, our apology strategy here involves obliterating them until they submit to our will. Yeah. I know the game. You get out of here. Should I check out that potentially lovely planet? Nah, too many dudes. Screw it. Let's get out of here. This time around, fight much more effectively. Or I won't. Those are both possibilities. But okay. This time we will go to the top left of Brooklyn space. Top left, 476, 458. Boom. Chart of course, Ensign. Let's make it so. And away we go. I know, sweetheart. It's not time yet. But you keep me in the loop on when it might soon be time. Okay. So, you want to get out of the top left of Urquan space quickly. Don't want to waste effort fighting, because there's Orcora. This one's given chase, it looks like. Possibly a Slilandro probe, which I still haven't met a single one since I got the self-destruct code. Go figure. It's just a function, I think, of primarily traveling by quasi-space now. There's only, X% of chance of spawning one every day. I'm just not spending that many days when you're doing stuff. Yeah. On the move, all of them. I guess we can update the save just in case I mess the combat up again. But I think I'll be getting into the flow here. Alright. Come on, Thraddash. There we go. And now we'll just wait. you, Squeaky. But it is not that time yet. 17 minutes. Leave that. Alright, 4 of them. I suppose you trigger a whole lot of different things really quickly in the speedrun. I suppose you're not supposed to open the star map though for exactly that reason, or do you need to? You are the one who will be evaporated. Or maybe not. Okay. Alright, Captain Buck. Do better this time. Oh, come on. Okay, so much for doing better this time. Huh. Interesting. Oh no. No, this is not. It's not coming together for me. Hey. Sorry about that, Captain Buck. Captain Rogers, I should say. Alright, what am I doing sending anyone but the almighty Kunk into battle here? Okay, that's how we'll do it next time. Come on, come straight at me, sucker. No.
Dodo, loser, jerk, baby, moron, worm, stupid, wimp, wimp, stupid, worm,
Yeah. Alright. How did the Kunk ever even get into trouble with the Ilwrath?
Dodo, worm, baby, idiot, baby, wimp, loser, moron, dodo, dummy, moron, jerk.
Also, how do you not wind up questioning your religion when when your prey reveal that they can resurrect themselves? It's the kind of thing where I think, I don't know, maybe you know more about spirituality than I do, which is actually quite possibly not true of the Kunk, who are pretty wacky when it comes to their spirituality. All right, Poppy, you're in the hot seat this time. Captain Rogers, have some tea and relax. Watch a true master at work. Master of the combat arts. Poppy the Kunk. You think humans can fight? Wait till you meet the Kunk. Now, of course, it's all going to fall apart now, right? Logic would dictate. Well, let's see.
Quit.
Ooh, that went bad.
Loser, fool, idiot, moron. Worm, idiot, moron, idiot. Jerk, quit. Fool. Stupid. Quit, loser, worm.
Alright, Poppy. Start getting ready to win that coin toss, buddy.
Moron, jerk, idiot, loser, wimp. Quit, loser, stupid, dummy, loser.
Hooray! Oh no.
Idiot, jerk, loser, dummy, fool,
I visually misinterpreted which way I was facing,
jerk,
but that's okay.
stupid, idiot.
Hell yeah, Poppy. Oh no, I did it again.
Moron, quit, worm, baby. Worm, fool, wimp,
Well done, Poppy. If you're a member of the United Federation of Planets, you know, if you're an Earth warrior, space warrior in training, really, like, there's some strong arguments on both sides about wanting to be assigned to a Bekunk vessel. Like, on the one hand, like, being resurrected in the event of a space death. I can see the appeal of that. On the flip side, though, you do have to be on a ship with Bekunk. And, oh man, I bet the air on a Bekunk vessel is heavy with incense. And depending on your... I like incense. But I don't know if I like the amount of incense that I assume the Bekunk are burning. And, like, I don't know if we're into the same sense either, to be honest. Probably like straight up patchouli or something. Alright, Poppy, keep it going. Bring back our boys. Haha.
Loser, quit. Sure, dummy, worm, win.
Hooray!
Idiot.
Spamming the recharge button.
Stupid.
If I'd lined that up right, that would have been a kill.
Worm.
Flawless victory on the first pass. But here we go.
Quit. Moron. Worm. Idiot.
Poppy bears a charmed life, but must not yield to one of Thraddash woman born. I think slightly more than I've had, like, right now I'm on, what, 3 revives in a row with Poppy? I think I've seen 4.
Loser. Moron. Idiot. Jerk. Moron. Wimp. Worm.
4. Oh no.
Baby. Stupid. Baby. Loser. Dodo.
Man,
Stupid.
I hope Poppy's got that kind of luck.
Fool.
This guy's grok to my strategy. Well, he seemed to. He was giving off the impression that he knew what the score was,
Loser. Stupid.
and then he got hasty. That guy was not paying close attention while the rest of his fleet launched their attempts.
Loser. Dummy. Fool. Dodo. Quit.
Come on, Poppy. Yes! 6.
Dodo. Big. Quit. Baby. Worm. Loser. Wimp. Moron. Fool.
Victory. Oh, I was gonna say we got out with Poppy at full crew, and then Poppy hit the planet while celebrating, which seems like a very Bekunkian thing to do. So I'll allow it. All right, this is going well. Sorry, Thraddash, but we gotta keep on killing you until you recognize our great strength. Sweetheart, real soon. 8 minutes here. Maybe intermission time. Here we go. 3 more for the pile. How are you sure about that? Because I've defeated them. Wow. Alright. You want to see my secret weapon? Yeah, you want to take it? Of course you do. Oh, wow. I thought you were saying I didn't run the odds in my head. That's great. That's only 6. So we need some great odds to get to 14. But who knows? All right, Poppy.
Baby, shark, wimp, worm, dummy. Wimp, stupid, dummy, moron.
Ah.
Wimp, wimp, moron, dodo. Dummy, baby,
Yeah, I know. This cat
idiot, shark.
is standing on her back legs so she can whack me in the arm.
Moron, worm.
As if we haven't had lunch at the same time. Come on, Poppy. Oh, Poppy, we hardly knew you. We actually knew you pretty well because you were doing great. But now you're dead forever. Woodstock, get in there, buddy. Avenge Poppy. Yes. Just like that.
Shark.
Ah.
Quit, idiot, stupid.
Hey, that's... Poppy was having a great run.
Shark.
And we'll always remember him or her.
Quit,
Fondly.
dummy. Quit, dummy.
Oh no, Woodstock did.
Dodo.
I
Quit.
thought I had navigated through the afterburner there, but I obviously did not. All right, Woodstock. Gather up all your luck. Yeah. 50-50 odds of that one.
Quit, wimp, dummy, moron.
Oh man, this guy Druuge is the ace. Thraddash should have sent this guy first.
Stupid, baby,
Something's blowing your mind, Cadence. What is it?
baby,
He got cocky.
dummy, wimp.
Yeah. Haha. I hear you, sweetheart. 4 minutes. My goodness. This cat. You'd think that there's ever been a time that I didn't feed her.
Quit, work, loser.
Holy moly. Well, that was the AI that you saw get... No, the AI you saw get 15? Wow. That's we had a phrase for that when I was a kid. It's called game cheats. Alright. Saving real quick. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, those are... never tell me the odds, but holy moly, that's a lot. Okay, folks. I'm going to take a very brief intermission to get this cat off my back. I'll be right back. Alright, back at it. Played a lot of Super Melee. I can see why someone would want to play a lot of Super Melee. The battles in the game are fun, even though you generally want to avoid them, just on account of, not wanting bad things to happen. Okay, I think maybe we'll do one more group of them, and then go see if we have felled this culture. How many do you need again to take over the culture? Yeah, that's the thing. In casual, you can have cool matchups. You can use ships, like different ships. Oh, wow. You came prepared. I played like 3 hours of Star Control 1 as training and learned very little. That turned out to be helpful. Alright, Woodstock. Whoa! What the hell was that? Ah, fire too soon.
Moron. Dummy. Fool. Dummy. Loser. Idiot. Moron.
Ah, okay. Okay, let's mix it up. That didn't go terribly. Oh, beautiful shot, Buck. Captain Rogers, sorry. And one more. It was not the time to have a sip of tea, but it didn't go disastrously. Oh no. There we go. Broke orbit just in time. Ah, not a great shot though. It's alright. Thanks for playing, nump. Waffle syrup! Glad to have you here. How's your weekend going? Alright, let's find out if we have subdued the Thraddash here. Where is Draconis? Oh ho! Cool stuff. That's a really good point, Cadence. And I will do that henceforth. Okay, so Delta Draconis is the one we're looking for. If I recall, it's a pain to find. No, it's not. There we go. Chart a course. Make it so. So, how's the new place, Waffle Syrup? Okay. Let's see if we can get to the home planet without being harried too much. Nice. What more do you need? As long as you're moving up in the world. Hey! Well, now you're talking. Jeez, good deal. My new place is much more expensive than the old one, except because I'm living with someone now. I'm paying slightly less in rent for a much nicer place. So I know the feeling. It's a good feeling. Alright, have we done it? Ooh, me too. And it's great. Ah, man. We'll just be going. Yeah, you're gonna attack. I get it. I know what it is. I see what it's like. Alright. I'm gonna get out of here. We're gonna kill more of you dudes. I'm gonna load that game. Kill some more dudes. We're fighting the Thraddash for the purpose of... This was another thing that you missed during the exam crunch hiatus, Waffle Syrup. Public dishwashers. What do you mean public dishwashers, Cadence? Yeah, Waffle Syrup, we're fighting the Thraddash because as I discovered near the end of the second playthrough, if you just defeat enough of them, then they become your allies. You overthrow, they form Culture 20 once you show them that Culture 19 can't beat you. That's all you gotta do. Alright, we've thrown a save down here. Let's fight some more. Actually, I suppose I should give Captain Rogers, who does not have the ability to resurrect, some more teammates, and then let's defeat a few more battalions or squadrons of Thraddash here. So once we get Waffle Syrup, once we get the Thraddash on board, I've got a tip that one of the 3 pieces of the ancient precursor device is in this area, and I'm hoping maybe once there are allies, they'll tell us something. Also, you missed a Waffle Syrup. I finally figured out how to manipulate the Ilwrath, which unfortunately, because you're on rails in the conversation, my ability to manipulate the Ilwrath only resulted in me sending them to kill the Thraddash. So now I'm like, oh man, we should get the Thraddash on our team out of the debt of gratitude we obviously owe them. Okay. Oh, come on. Terrible spawn point. That's alright. I gotta get better at aiming these missiles. Ooh! Sorry, Buck. Alright. Oh, come on. Okay. So this one was not my day. Obviously, Captain Rogers needs to... well, who knows? Maybe I'm about to start pulling it out. I kind of did it. We should never underestimate the capacity for the Thraddash to fight terribly. Oh, did I speak too soon? Alright. Let's run this back. Do it better. And we're out of there. Alright, come on. Here we go. We're down 2 Kunk ships, but honestly, that frees up a little space in the fleet, which we'll probably be grateful for down the line. Hey, gang. Oops. Well. Okay. 3 to go. Definitely should have assigned some crew here, but we'll see what we can do. Okay. If they're all as stupid as Horn. 2 more. 2 more. Come on, Captain Buck. That was unfortunate. Okay, nope. Made it halfway. Now the cat's down there wailing because she's developed a fixation with the hallway. So she constantly wants to be let out to explore the hallway. And she does not take kindly to not getting to do it as soon as she has the whim. Even though, and she knows, I'm sure she knows this. In the daytime, she's very timid in the hallway, and she gets easily frightened and comes running back. Because, like, she hears sounds, and, like, people come, and the elevator door opens, and all this stuff. And I know that she knows this because she's extra eager to go in the evening, and if she goes out, like, late enough at night, she instantly just charges boldly around the hallway. Because she knows, people are in bed. You know, it's safe out here. But if you know that, Abra, why do you have to be so difficult in the daytime when it's not going to be as fun? Or maybe she likes the sense of danger. Boom, zap, zap with the point defense. Battery charging back up. Alright, Quamp. Oof. That wasn't good. Get out of there, Captain Buck. He's not going to get out of there. He's doomed. Alright. Wait, what am I doing? It's not what I meant to do. Get out of there, Ernie. Or be destroyed. Okay. Come on. Overthrow the Thraddash culture. Overthrow the Thraddash culture. Here we go. Yeah. Patrolled region. Active war. Wanna fight? Let's fight. Oops. Okay, well, did this to myself, didn't I? Some good fighting, which I don't necessarily have in me here. But we'll see what I can do. Or could you not? Come on. Just work with me. Okay. There we go. Direct hit on Wumps. It's gonna be close. Ah! Or I'm just gonna hit the Earth, or the planet, not the Earth. Okay. There's one more, isn't there? Yeah. It's gonna be rough. Yeah. I didn't see that one working out for the home team. Arrgh. Yeah, it's his own personal Edge of Tomorrow, Groundhog Day, Russian doll situation. Well, you know what? Okay, we'll load up in a minute, but let's go into the home planet and just find out. Is that little extra bit, is 4 more enough? Might as well learn this now. Because I did a bunch before. Yep, okay. Yeah, blah blah blah, dude. We'll have this conversation officially. Ding ding ding, yeah, contemplation. I promise I'm gonna pay attention to you and take your new culture seriously. Very soon. Okay, really nice to know that we're right there. We're getting it done. Alright, Captain Rogers in the hot seat. It's gonna be really just if this is a 3 and I beat them and I go over and it turns out that I need 4, it's gonna be a kick in the pants. Okay, good. 4. We know it's enough. Now it's just a matter of killing them without losing our dudes. Do it, Captain Buck. Okay. This is going terribly so far. Alright. Now I just gotta do 3 good battles, and we're golden. Okay, 2 more. 2 more done well, and we've done it. Okay. Oh man. That got off to a terrible start. And didn't end well either. Probably a sign. But I'm gonna do this one more time to try to save Captain Buck. Oh, come on, Druuge. There we go.
Idiot, dummy, loser, dodo, loser.
Last try. Last try. Then we'll move on and we'll accomplish new things. Approach this one. Actually, kind of curious. Suppose I'll find. Okay. Still 4. I'm wondering, like, are they probably are predetermined what they are? But it's not necessarily the case that it has to be like that. Oh man! All right. Oh, there. That's a good eye, waffle syrup. Because purely the it still being a 4 was not enough to confirm the hypothesis. But I think the name thing is enough. Oh, Buck, we hardly knew you.
Loser, twit, worm, stupid. Fool, stupid, loser, dodo, fool.
With the important caveat that I am much, much, much better at Elden Ring than I am at this game. The experience here is not that different from when I'm making multiple attempts at a boss in a Souls or an Elden Ring or whatever, where for every like really good run that makes me believe I can do it, I sure do knock out a bunch of really terrible performances. Alright, so no, we will be loading this save. That's a difficult question to answer, right? I can tell I've only killed one demigod, but I'm also exploring pretty widely, so I've only even met one other demigod, and I didn't really feel like digging into... Maybe not. I gotta give them a shot, perhaps.
Baby, loser,
So frustrating.
fool.
Lousy wumps.
Shark, stupid, loser, worm. Baby. Fool.
I don't know that I've ever even tried to use the Ariloule's special move.
Twit, moron, dodo, shark, fool. Wimp, stupid, shark. Baby, shark, stupid.
But yeah, if they have a teleporting thing that requires aim, I can definitely see the AI getting a real distinct advantage there. Yeah, so I've put in a lot of time in Elden Ring so far, like 42 hours. Making solid progress. Too much. Can't lose that much. This time I will remember to restore Captain Buck. And because I did, that makes this the official last try, where I will accept the results and we will move on. And one big challenge that I'm having in Elden Ring is that in these Souls games, I like to kind of conceive the character and then stick to them, as opposed to like read the notes that say like use holy, use magic, use range combat here. No, what does this character believe and do? And the particular character that I'm using, I let Danielle design him, and she just made the sexiest dude. And his starting archetype was warrior, and the warriors in Elden Ring start with just like this kind of like, you know, shoulder dress that exposes their chest and everything. And so I decided like this dude is too hot to be putting on a armor that covers his abs. So I haven't found another type of shirtless armor. So I'm here playing this game with I take a lot of damage, suffice to say, if I get hit. And I also am really impatient about wanting to get, like, I find a weapon that I want. Yeah, basically. And his thing, I chose my weapon type based on the first thing that I won in mounted combat to change from the starting weapon, which happened to be a curved greatsword. And so now, unless I win other weapons in mounted combat, I will only use curved greatswords. So I'm a slow attacking guy who takes a ton of damage from every hit. So there are some challenges involved in doing that, but I'm having fun. And he doesn't do magic. That's just not his thing. It's not what his people believe in. Oh! Alright, Buck. To hell with you. Let's see how Bedzaboo does. Pretty well, and I like his jingle. And yet, a sitting duck. Partially because I wasn't moving, but okay. Oops.
Moron. Jerk. Dummy.
I can't remember what I was like. The previous time I got the Thraddash on my side, I just did not have this much trouble with them.
Idiot.
Or maybe I did, and I just don't remember it that way.
Worm. Moron. Dummy. Quit. Fool. Moron. Jerk. Worm. Loser.
That could have been it. Yeah, seriously.
Fool. Worm.
Across infinite universes, Captain Buck goes down. And hello, Alley Cat. Welcome.
Moron. Dummy. Dodo. Fool.
Boom.
Dummy.
Alright. We'll take our lumps. Leave me alone, jerks. Time for a new culture. Time to change the culture. Like Mussolini and Kennedy. Ah. Yeah, pretty cool. Really? You thought all those hurtful things about me? You were wrong, you chump. Oh, I don't know. You're quantum pretty great. I don't know if I go that far. Alright, so the secret to success. Let me break this down for you, pal. That's part of it. Yep. Okay, so check this out. Just be friendly. Say yeah. Yep. Sure, or what if you were just polite and cooperative? What if there are better ways for people to interact in this galaxy than violence? Yeah, it sucks. Oh, Alicat, do you get a bunch of funny dialogue where they try to speak Pig Latin? Okay, so, yeah. Listen, if you're going to take a new direction, you got to give it some thought. Think long and hard. We'll see what you come up with. It's got to say, like, you know, this one's at least one better than the old one. Right? Oh. Like, being friendly, trying not to get killed. Yeah, be kind to everyone you meet. It's not a guard down thing. I knew you were gonna say this, buddy. It's not what I'm getting at. That part is probably accurate, but it wasn't what I was suggesting. checking out the info sheet for a minute. Oh, it must be terrible. I can imagine. Aqua Helix. Yeah, I will give you some time here. But I'm actually going to give you very little time. I'm going to... Well, hold on. There we go. Let's go out. Well, let's talk to one of these ones. I only got the one mate. I don't even have any offspring, but the cats are doing great. Velayan cats. Not my cats in the world. Captain James also has 2 cats. So yeah, anything going on? What's up? What's new? Did you find the Aqua Helix? Oh, those friggin' things. Yeah. Can you see how that's annoying? Something I don't want you to do. The opposite direction. I guess. Oh. It's not quite the case. But okay. The nice thing to do would be to share the self-destruct code with them right now that they're our friends. But I guess we're not going to do that. Well, then just relax your face and... Okay. It's really like the spirit of the thing. It sounds terrible, yeah. Okay. Great talking to you, man. I guess. Thank you. I'm glad that you like and are looking forward to seeing me. Okay. Probably too soon to go back to the home planet, but let's try, because if they can just be like, hey, hear about this Aqua Helix? Yes, you are. That's how you're polite. You gotta do all the appropriate things. Yeah, not even just like something they can stick under the lip. Just sounds horribly uncomfortable. Ah. I do, Cadence. The Aqua Helix. One of the 3 pieces of the ancient precursor device. Oh, I've been there and I've found that, but thank you. It crashed. Failed to self-destruct. How's your culture going? Oh, I think you're doing good. Did you do something horrible with the cakes? Oh yeah, that's a thing on Earth too. Really, Cadence. Okay, next time I encounter the Melnorme, I'll buy their information again, but I think that all they said was that the Aqua Helix... Very frustrating to me. If they told me something specific and I didn't write it down... No, maybe that's the one. Because in the, like, general tips one, all they had for me was it's in Thraddash space. So, yeah. I gotta work on the other ones. But hold on. Most erudite. Ah, there we go. Okay. Let's see. maybe the threat. Yeah, please do. Yeah, it doesn't seem like something they would have shared with you. Yeah, sure. It sounds like what they say. They're roughly in the Arcturus constellation, I believe. Yeah, fruitcakes, projectile weapons. Alright. I always try not to get killed. That's good advice. We should all do our best not to get killed. Just like the Thraddash of Culture 20. Okay, let's see again. Let's just keep asking, get all the information we can. It's a new greeting. Okay, goodbye, Thraddash. It should. This is a huge star, right? Let's, and you know, I haven't done any harvesting that I'm aware of. So, I also, yeah, I do waffle syrup, but I think since I can get the synergy of exploring a resource-rich area, I think a little bit of manual, actually traveling there should be the way to go right now. Just to make sure. I have no cargo, right? Oh, I've got some bio units, which is good. I'm gonna buy info from the Melnorme. Gonna need that. Alright, let's take it to a POTUS. Pekunk are not progressing at any alarming speed. Alpha POTUS. Chart a course, Ensign. Make it so. Away we go. Fortunately, we got all the Melnorme tech, which means we've got our heat shields. Woo! If that's a treasure planet. If that's a degenerate world, there are really good opportunities here. Yeah. Well, I got some things to sell you. Alien life form data, baby. 328 plus 75, not bad. 400 credits. Nice round number. Okay. Let's buy more alien races information. Oh, go on. Yep. Sure. I could have told you this. Why don't you give me 75 credits? That's not the case anymore. Let me tell you the news. Keep it coming. Yep. Oh, do tell. That's putting it mildly. Yeah. Honestly, because they can turn around and resell that to other people. Or even if you would just be like, I'm going to stop you right there. I don't want to pay for this one. Now that you've said the first sentence. Alright, 250 credits. Is it the Korra? Probably the Druuge. Yeah. The reason I knew it would be the Druuge is because they're trade rivals. Oh yeah, I'll tell you this. A Druuge never took a 50 credit down payment and then told me something I already knew. Said no refunds. Appalling. Well. No, the costs are not hidden. The cost is literal slavery. That's kind of you. Yeah. Oh. Well, you're endearing. I like you. You're my buddy. Alright. 2 more. Come on. Come on, pal. Arcturus 1. Oh. But, some... I'm not comfortable with this slavery thing. Yeah, it seems significant that they're pointing me to a specific place. Yeah, that's pretty scummy. Although, now I kind of want to get this thing off their moon. That might be useful. Alright, we have one more shot at this right now. In the fullness of time, as many shots as we need. What do you get? What do you get? Oh, come... Oh, this actually... Yep. I know this part. They love force. That's how I overthrew their culture. Lots of force. That's sound advice. Ah! Zeta Draconis. Okay, great. Well, we'll definitely buy more of that information in the future when we have more things. I would like to buy more information. I just can't afford it anymore. Unless you want to give me a discount because we're friends. Yeah, that worked out. The last possible second. At the buzzer. Everything is coming up, James. Alright, here we go. Let's just see what we can get while we're here. These very, very hot, resource-rich planets. Oh, it's a chondrite world. Look at all those crummy common resources that we don't care about. So we got two new things to investigate. Loads of stuff to do. What a cool game. I know that Skylanders obviously brought a lot of joy to a lot of children. And also, you know, people should seek fulfillment in their professional and creative lives. Yeah. They might have the word, but it's a, you know, it's a foul and forbidden word in their tongue. Carbide world. Come on. Just have one delicious, resource-rich place. Let's check out the potential treasure world. I do, of course, I still haven't gone to Alpha Centauri, which is also a real big star that has good stuff, I believe. So we'll be able to get all right, a very hot treasure world, of course. Yeah. 3222. 3,222 degrees Celsius down there. Okay. Put the air conditioning up to full. And let's do this as quick as we can. Got some palladium. Got some gold. Got some silver. Okay, full up. That's all we need. Cool. Cool. Good enough. Good enough. Okay, does anything else here look even slightly promising? I don't think. But I also can't remember perfectly. So, let's drift out. Ah, this one might have some moons. Come on, radioactive moons. Or even a quasi-degenerate moon, that purple one. I wouldn't mind. Carbide world. Come on. Give me some good. Super dense. No, super dense. Super dense I always think it's going to have exotics. For some reason. But it does not. Never does. Carbide. Alright. Nonetheless, this went pretty well. And we got work to do. We gotta go to Zeta Draconis. So, let me just make sure I'm on pause here. Do I already have an entry for a POTUS? I do. It's hot and it has a treasure world. Exactly what I wrote down. Perfect. Okay. Fantastic. Off to Zeta Draconis. Kappa. Chi. Zeta. Ensign. Make it so, baby. And away we go. The Thraddash is desperately trying to chase me down to let me know another part of being kind and polite that's difficult for him. Okay. Could be anywhere here, and we do want to find resources, so let's, I guess that could have been more systematic than starting with the one that might be a treasure world, but, or an orc world. Or a lanthanide or Urea world. Fine. Wait, I guess I should... They could be guarding an artifact on this crummy piece of shit Urea world. But they're not. There's nothing down there but junk. And weather, storms, and earthquakes. Now let's be systematic. Probably not necessary. It's probably on the inner planet, but... Let's give it a shot. And, you know, if we find a radioactive moon along the way. Or a dust world. Any gold dust down there? No. No luck. Alright. Thanks for nothing, Planet 8. Would not visit again. Alright. Planet 7. This one is probably not going to be resource rich. I mean, it could have a bunch of rare earths. It doesn't, but it could have. Alright. Nothing going on there. Come on. Radioactive moon or moon that possesses the cool treasure that I want. Be happy with either of those. Crimson World, nothing worth, nothing, yeah. Not putting on my going out clothes just for that. Okay, take it in another. We're getting into the inner rings. Big, big gaps like Mars to Jupiter here. Between Planet 5 and Planet 6. Ooh. Probably just crummy moons, but they could be great moons, you never know. Should never give up hope. The moon will just be great. Eh? It's Pellucid. Pellucid and barren. What about this one? It's purple. Yep. Can confirm. Alright. Taking it in. Taking it in. Hey, Planet 4. That's good. Super important there. It is going to be the innermost planet, surely. But you never know. And again, a radioactive planet world would be lovely to find. Or even a metal world with some precious metals. Just give me something good. Come on. Alright. Fine. Carbide worlds are starting to threaten urea worlds for most frustrating kind of world. Let's just cut to the chase. Oh yeah, things are great. Good to see you. Glad to hear you're working on being polite. Well, if you give me the thing I want. It's the first time I've been here. Hail Culture 20. So yeah, what do you love about this place? The Aqua Helix? Right. Why not? It can't be because they fell. Oh ho! So tell me about it. What do you think? So precious that you want to share it? As part of turning over a new leaf? You know who you would like? The Utwig. As far as just absurd fondness for a thing that is useless to you. No. You just told me it was only 18 of the previous cultures. Meh. I see no flaw in your logic. If I just took a look at it real quick, maybe stole it for a while. Okay. It's a primordial world. Ooh. Filled with common minerals. That's fine. We're not here for the minerals. Tectonics are not great. But hopefully we're not even going to be dealing with any earthquakes. Oh. Captain, we have discovered some sort of alien shrine here on the surface. The building is immensely old, at least 2,000 years. Impressive that it's not collapsed, given the tectonic situation of it. Inscripted around the perimeter of the cylindrical shrine are innumerable hieroglyphs which document the history of each of the 19 Thraddash cultures. From what we have seen... So hold on. Culture 9 didn't care about this thing. And they only lasted for 2 weeks, but they managed to, did get down there to record everything. From what we have seen, we have learned that the Thraddash have risen to starfaring technology at least 3 separate times, only to nuke themselves back in the Stone Age again and again. The real surprise, Captain, was what we found inside the shrine. We knew the Thraddash kept something down here. We didn't know what it was until we went inside the shrine. In the exact middle of the structure was a tall dais of white stone. Set atop this dais was an immense aqua gemstone, somehow shaped into a flat, twisted ribbon, like a DNA helix. Or any kind of helix shape, right? The aqua helix emitted incredible light pulses, illuminating the cavernous shrine like a giant strobe light. At least it did, until Private Hendrick decided to see what would happen if he grabbed the artifact. The helix immediately ceased glowing and has remained quiescent ever since. We will bring the aqua helix back aboard the ship for further investigation. End of report. Beautiful. So, perhaps part of getting somewhere with the Druuge is to go and investigate this device that they left when they very, very, very cruelly wiped out the, what are they called? The Bervixies. Alright. Alright. We're getting stuff done. Plenty of fuel. Got a little over 1.5 years left to save the galaxy. It's the glorious age of Culture 20. Okay, so the Bervixies were from Arcturus 1. Let me take a look at the map. Find this Arcturus. I assume it's somewhere around Persei, but it could be. Yep. Okay, there it is. All right. So, what's going to be the quickest? What's going to be the best spot there? Between 500 and 600. Okay. Whoa. Near home. No. Near Druuge space. Oh, I think I see what one it's going to be. We'll find out. I got a good feeling about one of these portals. Oh, come on, pal. Well, the glorious age of Culture 20 is over.
Twit. Stupid. Fool. Moron. Fool.
What killed me? I didn't even see what killed me. Oh, man. Alright, well, we're going to need another go at this. Not good, folks. Can I get anything done with the Zokfuck pit? I can if they'll just keep on. I like their victory song. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of it. Ah, fired that one too soon. Okay. Alright. Unacceptable losses. Taking a brief intermission, folks. I'll be right back and we'll do this one right. The AI is dumb, but in the case of controlling the Thraddash, the AI is extremely appropriate. Alright, I'll be right back, folks. Hang tight. Alright. Here we go. Let's load it up. Let's load it up. And do much better than that. Among other things, I will exit going directly north. And see if we can just avoid the combat altogether. No, we can't. Alright. Well, option B is having this just work out perfectly. Oh no. That's an intense challenge. Oh my god, that sounds like makes me think of like no death runs in Dark Souls. Which I would never in a million years have the patience to pull off. Oh no. It's not gonna escape at all. I'm sorry, Toto, I got you killed. Try one more time after this. I feel bad for Toto there.
Baby, twit, wimp, idiot, fool, dummies, loser. Baby, dummy, loser, baby, worm. Dodo, wimp, dope, worm. Moron, idiot, loser, dodo.
Hesitated for a moment there on the trigger. And then something really weird happened, and now I'm dead. Oh dear. It's only 3. I can do this. Come on. I just thought that I was done needing to fight the Thraddash because I didn't realize I was going to be stealing from them. I envisioned a situation where Alright, Toto, let's do this. Alright, 2 more licks. Alright. Glorious Toto. Now you just gotta avoid the hell out of this other... Oh! Get... Oh, come on. Alright, fine. Hello, Furchia! How are you today? And we spawn. Okay. Alright. Alright. Not ideal. It's not a perfect situation. Well, I did, and then I've got the Aqua Helix now, so I don't think they're my friend anymore. I really kind of thought that they would just, you know, share it with me because they're so impressed. Okay, so while we're here, let's go talk to the Arilouleelay at whatever they call their home planet. I can remember your goofy ass name, folks, but I can't remember your goofy ass home name. And then we'll zip on over and we'll salvage what we can of this this device, this extraordinarily cruel thing the Druuge did. Or at least the Melnorme claimed the Druuge. I don't think the Melnorme would lie, although obviously they do have an anti... no, I'm not numb in the slightest. Yeah, I agree. So, yeah. Problematic, huh? Yeah, we're off to Arcturus next. That's true, Alley Cat. Yeah, so what are we gonna do here? If you're unprepared to deal with it, maybe you shouldn't have enabled it. Is it not going to take measure against me? I'm the one who... Oh, you Arilouleelay. Besides the whole manipulating the entire development of the human race, I also have some real qualms about your approach to dealing with this situation that you created. The thing was, I was trying to be friendly. I was trying to be sincere. It was the game, I tell you. It forced me. It left me no other choice. If the game just let me speak, I would have done a whole thing about how, like, I will show you, you know, I will lead Culture 20 to unlocking the true glorious power of the Aqua Helix. If you just let me pinch that for a minute. Maybe that would work. Okay, 468, 464. I have a feeling is my target here. Yeah, I'm not looking to, I gotta learn how to do this band thing. Or, you know, like literally anything to do with Twitch, I need to start learning. Now that I finally have the worst academic year ever behind me. I didn't get started on this week because this was my That's it? Oh, alright. UE Star 43. Let's try this. banned. Alright. There. And are we awful close to Arcturus? Why, as a matter of fact. Alright. Yeah, so the Ilwrath are making real quick progress towards the Thraddash. So we'll find out soon, I guess, what Culture 21 is going to be like. Alright, here we go. Very short trip over to the Arcturus system. Which, you know, we'll check out any planets that look promising, but we're really here for the moon of Planet 1, I think. This is obviously a gas giant, and yet it's so red, I just want to... Oh! Thought maybe it's got some red moons, not that there's any... That is not a consistent pattern or any reason to believe that. But it's got a yellow, which could be 50% chance, but it's junk. It's urea. Look at that trash. Alright. Fine. Let's take a look at this, look at these purple ones on the way in. You never know. We'll find some exotics. Not many exotics on account of it's not a particularly hot star. Venulogis. Get rid of this junk. Okay, come on. Tomorrow in Ultima 6, I find out if the development of the game is such that the state of the world of Britannia is such. There we go. Tiny little score of exotics. How many? 8 Zo crystals, that's not bad. It's not a ton, but it's something. One more purple to check on the way in. And then we'll go to this very sad dead planet. Cleansed by the Korah. Yeah, so I'm going to find out if Ultima 6's realism is such that if I go into the door, into the next room over from where the jailer in U hangs out, and blow the door off a solitary confinement cell with a powder keg. We're going to find out if that upsets the jailer. My hope is no. My hope is that as long as it doesn't happen in the same room as him, and if I shut the door, he won't even react. Because I can tell that's where the bed I gotta look under is, but I can't get in there. Oh hey, this is helpful. Zap zap. Oh, whoops. Should have done a bioscan. Okay. We have found an immensely powerful hyperwave transmitter here on the surface of this moon. It is sending a strong hyperwave signal outward into the unexplored anti-spinward region of the galaxy. Since this equipment is extremely valuable, and we have found no sign of any intelligent life on this moon, we have decided to disassemble the transmitter and bring it back to the ship. Great stuff. Now let's do a bioscan. Let's get down there and wipe out all these moonbees, of which there are a whole friggin' bunch, which is great. We buy more information about alien races from our dear friends, the Melnorme. Zap, 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 zap. Couldn't just have a few stationary aliens on this planet? Come on. Yeah, I suppose this does probably has a lot of very similar functionality to the old Umgah caster. Getting a full load of biosamples. Alright, that's enough. Ah, yes. Burvix caster and an Umgah caster. You can see the differences in the two species technology. Umgah technology is blue, while Burvix technology is green. Alright. Let's get out of here. Might as well see if there's anything good on the sad, ruined planet. Yeah, that's true. Did they disguise it as Burvix tech? Or is this just a continuity error? Oh my goodness. That's a lot of energy signals. The previous record for energy signals, for those keeping track at home, has been 1. So this is interesting and probably worth saving before we investigate. Very curious what this is going to be. Did I talk to the screen yet? Oh, the Syreen. Yes, I am in... I don't know, Cadence, but look, there's a whole friggin' bunch of them. Let's find out. Let's find out together. Alley Cat, I have the Syreen right now are very, very angry because I have shown them that the Mycon destroyed Syra, but they haven't yet. I think I'll go back to them today, and we'll see what happens. Okay, yeah. What's the story with these ruins? Oh, hey. Also, there's life here. Nice cleansing, jerks. Oh god, this is sad. It is just they're all just destroyed cities. These ruins seem to be the remnants of a civilization which called itself the Burvixes. All their cities have been reduced to radioactive slag by some form of energy weapon similar, but not identical to, the Urquhan's fusion blast. From evidence we have gathered here, we can conclude this entire civilization was destroyed from orbit sometime in the last 8 to 12 Earth years. There are no survivors. Bleak stuff. Now let's hunt the remaining wildlife for sport. I don't know. We got someone killed. Iodine. Oh no. Lost 2 more people. Okay, let's get out of here. Alright. Oh, and to answer your question, Kate, the ruins have been there for 8 to 12 years. According to our analysis. But that's fascinating. I don't know. Maybe seems like a thing that they wouldn't take out for the... Oh, that makes sense. And is sad. I think if I could find the g. I just saved. Yeah, okay. So, let's go in hyperspace and call the Melnorme and buy some more information from them, pardon me, and then we'll figure out our next move. The Guga. I suspect the death of the Androsynth. I was actually thinking earlier that I should investigate Or's space more to see if I can find evidence on planets of what happened there. Let's use our new caster. And Androsynth, these Guga. I think those are most of the dead ones I know of to date. Oh, yes? Really? Folks in the chat, I don't mind being spoiled on this. Is this a shoot thing? Like, is he gonna charge me more credits for information because it's July 7th? This alien life form data. 206 credits. 2 more bits of info. Okay. Thank you, Holmes. And Cadence. Tell me 2 things, my dear friend. My endearing friend with the catchy tunes. Ho ho! Jeez. Then we're on the same page. What else can you tell me of? Yeah. And now they're up to something weird? Oh, I can confirm your suspicions. You can convert those to knowledge. If only they didn't need 30 more years, yeah. Oh, I cracked this one myself, but thank you. Cadence told me that, well, told me, led me by the nose to this. Not in a literal spoiler sense. Oh, also I miscanned. I can buy 3 pieces of information. It's great. Tell me more. To spread Juffle up? Yeah. I'm pretty sure they use all time to do that. Yep. Deep Children, Big Boom. They need it to be really hot. Alright. Well, we knew that. Ah! Here we go. Oh yeah. Did they by any chance invite 2-dimensional horrors into their world? Perhaps out of the second. It's not that they were out of nowhere. They were just turned sideways. Couldn't see them. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Melnorme. You know my credit balance. What else? Can I get a pack of gum? You know, for the road? Alright. Well, what are we gonna do now? I think... Okay. I might undo this. Sounds like the kind of thing that I would have failed to write down, eh? Hold on. Let's take a look. Boom, 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 boom. Androsynth, Homeworld. Failed to write it down. That's okay. Here's what I'm going to do. And I might undo it by loading the save if it turns out to be fruitless. But I am curious if my knowledge of the horrible acts of the Druuge give me new dialogue options with them. So I want to pop down and just try that. I imagine it won't do anything. It's Zeta Persei, right? Then I'm going to load, and I think I'm going to pop over to Zuckcloud Pit Space so I can swoop down, move the Syreen forward, and then go to Or's space. The former Androsynth space. We'll see what we can work out there. Okay. So, what am I doing? Oh, I see what I'm doing. Persei. Did I seriously a second time? Alright. Zeta Persei. There we go. Perfect. Away we go. You're right, that would be a much faster way to do this. Because I totally forgot there's a portal in Druuge space. Quasi space. And we want 488, 530. Chart that course, Ensign. Let's make it so. Away we go. Alright. This has already been just a tremendously productive day of star controlling. And I haven't even done any, except for getting the Thraddash on board, briefly. I haven't even done any repeat stuff that I'd already done before. Although I think I am gonna knock out those repeats that I just mentioned today. And then we have so much time left. We're safe in this galaxy, baby. Alright, let's go in here and tell them what's good. Or what's really bad. What's really bad is what you did to the Bervixies, who tried to warn you. I do. Yeah. Okay, would you trade a ruby thing? Okay. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I have a caster. They duplicate functionality. Great. So, I'm not selling you my portal spawner. Man, pity the poor people who make that trade. Maybe for like some rosy sphere? Oh no, kids. That can't work. Hell yeah, baby. I know that you're just bullshitting me because you think you're selling me junk. See, he's laughing at me. And I don't think I need these egg case fragments anymore. What will you sell me for these? Fuel? Oh yeah, ships. We talked about this. Cool. I am not selling you my portal spawner, you jerk. Alright. Well. Things are looking up for the good guys. Let's do those repeat things I was just saying I'd do. Or... good ship? Am I going to be happy when I try it out? I'm not going to be happy whenever I have to... we're having our strategy... I assume the fleet has strategy meetings on something very similar to a Zoom call. I think I will just video mute the Druuge one so I don't have to see this dude hanging from his chains with his legs up. I'm sorry, Druuge. I think you're gross and I hate you. I wish the Druuge would comment on the broken Ultron. That's alright. We'll crack that mystery. I can repair the Ultron, you say? Okay. Okay. I will mess around with that today, but not just yet. Because. Okay. I think... probably the Sculptor's Constellation is my good one. 516... 516... 466. Chart course, make so! No, I think actually the other one was slightly faster. That's alright. We'll live. Chart course and make so. Yeah, I look pretty close to a wash. Huh. Interesting. Are we there yet? Oh, we are! Hooray! Looked away for a moment, and it all came together. Let's go see our very angry friend. Yeah, that'll happen. You know what? I really don't think evil is the right word here. Not that I'm saying what the Mycon are doing is good. I just think that they don't have the capacity to recognize what they're doing. Okay. Yeah, you are going to need chips. Don't worry. I jotted it down in my notes. Last timeline around. Exactly where they are. No, they're very ecologically sound people, aren't they? Cradle to cradle. It's the Urquan approach. So you know where the ships are? No. Well. Oh, you've got some clues? I've got a clue. I literally just wrote down where the fuck they are. Alright. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, of course. I agree. Yeah, and then we can all congregate and have really, really awkward sex. Alright, I'm on my way. Yeah, maybe we can do that. Okay. Okay. Now, 65 fuel. Is that even enough? Great. The Ilwrath are closing on the Thraddash. I can live with that. Not enough to do Centauri then Earth. So, let's actually put a pin in the oars for the moment. In the interest of hyperspacing it over to near Earth space, going to the Alpha Centauri system. Hopefully getting some good stuff. Come back to Earth, refueling. And starting anew. We're in Q3, third quarter of whatever year it is. 2157. This spot is closer? Really? Oh, I see what you mean, yes. Yeah, you're right. Oh, no. Okay. Oops. I thought that I just saved. Alright, that's no problem. I'll just speed through the conversation. Let's do the Spathy Space one this time. Spathy Space 466 514. Meteors, do our best to be happy campers. Poke around a little. Worth doing. Okay. Nothing here. I guess I could check out the Illuminati star. Possibly get some good resources there. Actually, why don't I check out the big star in the Lalande or whatever ores area. I want to make sure I can fuel back up. I think I had resource units in the bank, but I could be wrong. I'm never gonna get a gun on this ship. It's the flagship of my fleet. I did do this to myself. Having to sit through the How spoiled have we've been by quasi space. Okay, but we're here. We're here. Wasn't so bad. Let's have the same chat we just had. And then I will save immediately in case I hastily load again. Ah. Here we go. Yeah, that's fair. I would be upset too. Like, taking it personally seems weird. I mean, you had some kind of relationship with these mushrooms, but you would think that your relationship with the mushrooms would really expose you to the fact that they do not think at all along the lines that even the Urquan are more familiar to us in their feelings and motivations. Alright. Commander Kalana, it's always a pleasure. Alright. So let's, okay. So we've got in former Androsynth space, current Aura space, there's a bit of the Mensae system, there's the Lalande system, the Vulpeculae system. I feel like the Lalande system is the one I want to check out first. Except maybe for checking the big stuff. But, what have I done with the Lalande previously? Do I have any leads on what to search there? Oh, I do! Oh, Beta and Delta I wrote riches for. So let's and for Alpha Lalande I wrote nothing much. So let's chart that course to Delta, making it so, and oh, this is driving me crazy. I was still being sloppy back then. I didn't put it in alphabetical order. The Beta Lalande is above Alpha. Terrible. Fixed. Oh man. Yeah, before I do, like, I will definitely play this game again in my life and presume Urquan Masters form. Not right away after finishing it now, but at some point I'm going to do the task of making this spreadsheet what it should be. A constellation column and then a subsequent column. So I wrote down that I found riches here. I don't know. Let's find out. And I probably wasn't doing energy scans. So I might as well be energy scanning here in the Lalande system. Yeah. Make it good and then share it with the world. Of course, I can see ways in which people might be frustrated. Oh no, way too much fuel to spend for that small amount of precious down there. One thing it's not systematic in is, like, early on, all I did if something was good was I wrote riches. It was only later that I started noting, like, biosamples or lots of exotics. But, like, I think it's pretty good. It'd still be pretty helpful, I would think. As long as I don't have misinformation. Like, you know, I wrote nothing much because I was sloppy and didn't look carefully. So, what's the story here going to be? Either this is going to be an exotic holding planet, or the Selenic planet there. It's pretty big looking. Maybe it's got some moons. But otherwise, I don't know what I was talking about when I said there were riches here. Chondrite world. Alright. It's all up to planet 1 having moons. Okay, this is promising. least one of these must surely be a radioactive moon. Come on. Or I'm downgrading this to a nothing much. Okay. Why did I hurt Riches? I mean, presumably what I did was I was searching another one of these. Excuse me one moment, folks. The telephone beckons. Brief intermission. And we're back. Okay. Good news. A relative of mine who had some complications from surgery is now at home getting better. Alright, so Delta Lalande sucked. Let's find out. Let's check the other Lalandes. Gamma Lalande. I did say that I meant words here. And indeed, there's lots of them. Yeah, it's great. Because this had a stroke at Christmas, which was alarming. They figured out why that happened, which is good, I guess. Why? It's definitely good. They did a surgery to fix it. Surgery went well, except there was a complication. Yeah, lots of stuff going on there. But now the complication has been addressed. I think I do like to play. No, I'm a good for games camper. Hello. We're not ours. And you are. Happy people energy from the outside. You sound good. Well, what brings you here? Yeah. Yeah, great. Great. You know, in some ways. Okay. Do not want to talk to you about anything like that. About the Androsynth. Might be a touchy subject. Problems are difficult. You want to help out? Too friendly, baby. Yes. I agree. Yes. We'll all be happy campers then. We're campers. Happy campers. Hell yeah. Great stuff. Thank you. Alright. So the Ors don't like living in the second dimension. They prefer to have bubbles. Or at least the appearance of bubbles. I don't know. Okay. So yes, that was exactly what I wrote down that it was. Unlike Delta Lalande, let's find out if Beta Lalande has riches. And I suppose I should also look, how much fuel do I need to go home? Oops. 23.7. Alright, I'm covered. I'm covered for some exploration here. Ah, right, yes, because I can always hyperspace it. Quasi-space it. I mean, I guess I can hyperspace it too, but that's gonna cost more than 16. Okay, so presumably, unless my I don't know. Maybe my okay. See, this is a profitable looking place. Extra profitable. Excellent. It's a little dangerous down there, so let's just, for the sake of the crew and our one precious lander. No, the crew are what really matters. The crew are what make the magic happen. We can't just send an unmanned planetary lander down there. Then again, we can't just send people down there with no landers. So I guess the lesson is that it is all about cooperation, working together. Zappity zap. Excuse me, Mr. Monkey. Giant hopper space monkey. Oh goodness. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, I love a good stationary alien. Indigene. I didn't know that in the sense that I assumed it, but have never bothered to verify whether that's true. But it seemed likely that in addition to different behaviors, there were different sample values. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Don't need to pick this place clean. I mean, we do have life. We will cleanse it of all life. Not core hostile, because we are just stunning them and kidnapping them and then selling them to the Melnorme. Let's not think too hard about the implications of that. But let me update this here to say riches biosamples. Great. I feel like this extremely hot green planet isn't going to rock my socks, but let's check it out. Since we are also curious, I feel like the Androsynth probably didn't live on on an uninhabitably hot planet. Who knows? Just a crummy halide world. Nothing important down there. Great. Well, that's Beta down. How many stars are in the Lalande constellation? Let me look here. Lalande, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, I suppose, right? If they're gonna be living, if they lived on a place, if we go with the assumption that they need a habitable planet, I should only be checking the habitable planets, especially now that I found a bunch of resources, and of course can check out that big star, probably get some more, and of course if I need fuel, really I can buy it from Melnorme, although I'd rather buy information. Yeah. All right, we're rolling, baby. It's an extremely productive day. Anyway, probably just yours. Well, curious. Oh no, I wrote down nothing much, so that must be a Urea world. Or I suppose my notes are sloppy. Were sloppy. I feel like I'm taking much better notes now. I do like to say hello when I smell you. Yeah, I'm happy camping. I try to always remember to enjoy the sauce. It's not what I meant to do. Yeah, best parties are right here in the middle. And squish, smell, all that, baby. It's great. Yeah, great joke. You also enjoyed that sauce, and we'll chat soon. It is very squishy to smell you as well. Yeah, let's Yeah, no, I got you, Cadence, because there are tons of green planets. But okay, let's go to the big star just in case there's a good resource opportunity, and then we'll cut to the chase and we'll pop around Vulpeculae and whatever else, looking just for those habitable planets. This one does not look habitable, and it's just green, so it probably doesn't have anything super exciting. Okay, but I should be taking notes about this. So where? Here's Alpha Vulpeculae. Yeah, okay. The row above. Beta. And put some rows below. For the others. Okay. So, not much going on in Alpha. Onward to Beta. Ada. I guess I don't need to go alphabetically. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to Ada. I do not. Perhaps the Melnorme will be able to tell me something about that at some point. Okay, green circle planets. It's promising. And also the ores circling around. If you'll all excuse me. Yes, we're all very squishy to smell each other, and happy campers one and all to Lyric World. Uh-oh. Xeno-historian Kilgore here, sir. We have confirmed that these ruins are the remnants of the Androsynth culture. From the mass destruction we have witnessed, we can only assume that there was some kind of huge land war here within the past 5 years. However, there is no signs of orbital bombardment or invasion from space. Just a whole mess of buildings shot to pieces. Probably the weirdest thing we have seen, or not seen, are corpses. There aren't any. It's as though something appeared out of nowhere, blasted everything with nuclear bazookas, then grabbed all the Androsynth and disappeared. An additional report, sir. This time from Science Officer Bukowski. We have located an Androsynth scientific research station, and I've been trying to make some sense of what is left of their central computer. As far as I can tell, about 7 years ago, the Androsynth began experimenting with something they call dimensional fatigue phenomena. I can't figure out what this dimensional fatigue, or DF as they call it, is, but maybe if we explored another city, I'd be able to find more information on this subject. End of report. Well, let's keep looking. And I also just saw something moving around. Whoops. Bukowski again, sir. Oh, we have found another research institute. Well, the ruins of one anyway. The computer here is in better shape, allowing me to learn a bit more about the Androsynth's investigation into DF, dimensional fatigue. Yeah, I get it, Bukowski. The acronym is very clear. It would appear that their studies actually began over 10 years ago, after one of their blazer vessels discovered some precursor artifacts in Arilouleelay. As far as their scientists here could tell, the devices generated DF waves, which would then allow the user to see into other dimensions, realms of existence which share position with our own universe, but have a different, what should I call it? Reality phase. Anyway, the Androsynth had hoped that the dimensional fatigue technology contained in the devices would permit them to create new, faster forms of hyperdrive and hyperwave. Instead, when they began their experiments, they made contact with some kind of life form on the other side, a creature from an alien dimension. Again, the record is fragmentary here. I see a request to the central computer for information, data on reality aberrations, the mosquito mange, and ghosts, poltergeists, and other malevolent supernatural creatures. The requests grow more urgent, almost frantic, and then the record ends. Bleak stuff, Bukowski. Oops. Captain, this is Ensign Hawthorne standing in for Bukowski. Sir, Bukowski has found something, but, well, in the process he's gone kind of nuts. When we first got to this demolished city, Bukowski went wild because the science center was pretty much intact. He locked himself in their computer control cabin, and he spent about 10 hours alone in there. We could hear him mumbling to himself, and then his speech got louder until he was almost shouting, and, sir, he was scared. Damn scared. We finally decided that we'd better check up on him, but Bukowski wouldn't let us into the room. He said that no one could ever know what he had learned, that just knowing was enough to alert them. He kept talking about them. Crazy stuff, sir, about how they could see him now, and they were moving toward him. Then Bukowski started thrashing around the room, screaming that he had to destroy everything before they saw us too. He did a lot of damage to the Androsynth's computer before we stopped him, and I guess he must have hurt himself in the process. He's cut up pretty badly. You know, it's strange. He must have hurt himself worse than I thought. Now when I look at him, it seems like he has even more cuts than just a few minutes ago, and boy is he screaming. This is upsetting. Based on the damage Bukowski wreaked on the central computer, I don't believe that we will find anything more down here. I think we have learned all that we can from exploring these ruins, and frankly, sir, with all of Bukowski's ranting, I'm getting a bit nervous myself. Call us back to the ship soon, please. Well, hold on. Want to zap a few indigents while you're down there? Anyway, that's some real kind of Doctor Who feeling stuff, that being aware of the ores causes them to be able to sense you, and then they creep their way in by slicing. I don't know. Anyway, I hope the ores don't all hate me now. But I'm not gonna stick around and find out. Let's just stay happy campers. They did. They told me this, and Okay, great. Huh, I'm expanding too. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I didn't learn anything while I was here. Just hanging out. Yeah, love sauce. Have a great day. Holy moly. Let's get out of here. And now, we're going to return to Earth for the first time today. This has been a long journey of extreme productivity and fuel conservation for that matter. You know what? I haven't. I should do more. Yeah. Because I don't know how much I'm going to come back around here. And I do enjoy their dialogue. Hey, yeah, it is so squishy. Okay. Yeah, I think it's nice to see you. Oh. I mean, you seem like Bubbles. Yeah, we won't ask them. That's a touchy subject. Okay, so you're one with many fingers. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually fairly clear on this. Also, I know I've done more dialogue with them because this dialogue was how I figured out the Arilouleelay. Ah, yeah, here. Quick babies, yeah. That's a good garbled. Alright, I better pop over there before we leave. Oh yeah, especially not ever. Those are serious fat words. Anyway, I could talk all day, but the only thing I can think of to say to you seems like something I don't need to hear more about. None of us need to... We don't need to talk about what happened to the Androsynth. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so the Aura's homeworld is Gamma. Gamma Volpiculae. Pop on over. Oh, I really ought to write down. Ada. Volpiculae. Only looked at Planet 2 while I was there, and I found the Androsynth. Homeworld. Excellent. Poor Androsynth. I don't get the sense that the Aurs mean ill. They just want to be here. They don't want to be outside. I mean, I could be wrong. Like, it could just be their music and their cute dialogue luring me into a false sense of security. But the vague sense I get is that it upsets them to talk about the Androsynth because they don't want to think about the fact that they did this and they just want to be here and so on. Who knows? Okay. I don't think we're getting anything. But the playground is for Tallow and for Oars, but campers can go. It's more fun than several. Okay. I go there for too much fun. This is unique dialogue. I think. I just don't get the... Yes, tell me all the pieces. Yeah. Yeah, see? Okay. Yeah. So... Okay. So, if house roughly means like home, then I guess I should explore more Volpaculae system to see if I can find more? I don't know. I'm here. As long as it's going to take a ton of fuel to fly around. Let's do it. Let's go to Zeta Volpaculae. Lots of ores here as well. And habitable looking planets. Let's take a look at them. Ooh. Let's start with the one that could be a treasure world or an auric world. Or a lanthanide world. Oh, it's actually pretty rich in rare earths. But I scoff. No. No, don't bother me. I just want to see if the playground or whatever is around here. Hey, yeah, squishy to smell you too. Ha! Yeah, have good sauce, buddy. Okay. I'm gonna let's just keep doing. Okay. Epsilon Volpaculae. Remind myself. Yeah. Epsilon. And then even Zeta. Okay. Doesn't look promising here, but I might as well look. While I'm here. What about Planet 2? Probably nothing. But we're here. Came all this way. Oh, you know, it actually could be a treasure or auric world. 50-50. Urea world, there's no playground here. Okay. Epsilon, not so much. Just add the row for it. Now. Oh, I had Delta Volpaculae for a second there. There. Let's check it out. How many Volpaculae? Let me look at the map. Volpaculae 1 plus 6, 7. Now let me think about the Greek alphabet. Yeah. This thought occurred to me. This might wind up... Okay. Here in Delta, I'll be thorough. It might just turn out to be... Might turn out to be something we put a pin in for next week. Because I am intrigued by this. And I'd love to meet these Tallow. Whoop. Metal things. Should have done a scan. Wow. Biodiversity on this metal world. Real sharp shooting there. I like these little dudes. I don't know that I've seen them before. I've certainly seen these dudes. Maybe this one. Oh, okay. Let's not be greedy. What if it's this kind of uninhabitable? Or not. It's okay. And a 2. Checking some moons here, obviously. Yeah, maybe I have. Hold on. I'm not a silly cow. Okay. Camping at the playground. Alright, let's go in and explore this dialogue, hopefully in a way where we don't offend them and, you know, things get bad. Silly cows again. Well, hold on, hold on. I know that. I'm glad you're happy. Maybe? Okay. So, yeah. Yep, that's how we talk. More fun than dancing. I'm not riffing because this is intriguing. So, you mind? Okay. Thank you. Oh, nice. And it's a treasure world. Good stuff. Okay. Nonetheless, just in case, let's throw a save down. Get some treasure while we're down there. No treasure monsters. And then we'll find out what this playground's all about. Well, we're not getting the last deposit. Okay. Captain! We have found an unusual glowing rock thing here on the surface. No science officers down there, I guess. Because he's gone mad. When we first noticed it, we thought it was a naturally fluorescing igneous dike. But upon observation, we can only conclude that this object is artificial in origin. Tallow design. Those guys sure built to last. Simple radiometrics show an age in excess of 20,000 years. Regardless of how old it is, it continues to radiate energy all up and down the EMR spectrum, with a concentration of emissions in the red infrared range. Even though it weighs a ton, we will definitely lug this puppy up to the ship. One last comment before I sign off. Ensigns Hodgkins and Witherspoon have both reported extreme headaches and mental disarray whenever they approach the Tallow device. None of the rest of us have any problems, so either the ensigns are just being babies, or the Tallow device produces some kind of shield that affects only certain people's minds. Maybe the scientists back at the starbase will tell us more. I feel like the scientists at the starbase are going to have a lot to tell us. Let's get out of here. Okay, I've never been so excited to go talk to Commander Hayes and just get a load of updates. And we're going to do that very, very soon. But first, what's my cargo situation? It's not bad, but I could be richer. So, let's do the thing where we go to the Alpha Centauri system and see what we can grab there. Oh, why wouldn't we check this? What if it's another treasure world? Meanwhile, Delta Vulpeculae has riches and the Tallow playground. On Planet 2 Moon. Great. I love gold. Alright. Let's grab it. Any gold monsters down there? No, there's not. Imagine if we had pickaxes, how much we could bring back from the Auric worlds instead of just looking for the deposits that have broken themselves loose. Okay, let's. Hey, boom. All right. Going home. last intermission before I get there, but not just yet. Okay, so near home, 506, 474. Chart of course, Ensign. Let's make it so, baby. Here we go. Okay, here we are. Pop over to Alpha Centauri and then pop home. And we'll probably catch a Melnorme while we're here, so we can get some more info. And of course, listen to the best song in the game. Okay. Nope. Okay. Oh, what did I write for Alpha Centauri? Planet 3 has exotics. Well, let's just cut to the chase then. Don't think there's going to be a lot of bio samples to be harvested here. Planet 3? Interesting. Why would are my notes wrong again? Let's find it. Oh! It's a Ruby world! See, this was like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th system I explored. So I didn't know to be incredibly excited about Ruby World. Had a Ruby World with a hot star. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. Let's get down there. Crank that AC. Oh, so many Zo crystals. The second trip. Yeah. Oh, I bet. That means a kickstart now in the mid to late game. Yeah, probably a real, juice the save game kind of situation. Try it again and again. Okay. Heading on home to the planet Earth. Just to clarify, we're not going home to planet Vega. That was Vega or whatever. Yeah, just drop as close as you can, grab it, pop up. Alright, we're home. Very, very brief intermission, folks. Just gotta run in the washroom. And then let's hit the payload. here we are. Back at it. About to get both a whole lot of information and, I believe, a serious pat on the head from Commander Hayes. Can't complain. Never too busy for your news, Commander. Well, that's good, because it isn't necessarily always. Their fingers can kinda... do some not so great things. Oh yeah. What's your comment? Hey, hey! Great! Awesome! Hopefully this doesn't backfire in any horrifying ways. Alright, let's get our congratulations first. Yeah, this is the important stuff. Oh, here we go. Picking it up. 5 kilotons of base metals. Yeah, and... Ooh! Oh, you love to see it. I'll probably still let Fwifo handle the Dreadnoughts, Commander, but I appreciate the sentiment. Alright, what can you tell me? Wow, it's not a big sphere. Okay. Well, what about the Aqua Helix? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's why they call it the Aqua Helix, Commander. Well... how about that? However... yeah? Oh, cool! They must have really appreciated when you were testing that. Oh! Oh, Commander, that's music to my ears. Yeah. Oh, I bet. I bet they're real deep in study. Great stuff. Great stuff. Goodbye, Commander. It's just been a real pleasure today. Okay. Let's do the things we need to do quickly. Because I am running out of time for today. Are we all crewed up? No, we need a few more crew. Alright. I'm probably going to buy some ships, but let's fuel up. I am gonna have a lot of RUs left. Almost 5 figures. Okay. I don't know why I'm saving. Like, I have all the time in the world to make my choices, and I can sell things back at same cost. So it's not like I need a save in case I make a bad purchase here. And yet. Okay. Alright. We need a cannon. Let's put a cannon on. But that's all for now. We'll get another Shiva Furnace next time around. Okay. Yeah, it's going to take almost all my money because I want an Ores Nemesis and I want an Earth Cruiser. Well, we'll see. We got a little bit of time. I don't know if I'll be doing the Ultron today, but something more is about to happen before we're done. I can't just stop right now. Too exciting. Oh, I need crew for my new vessels. Everyone be as nice as possible to the captain of our new Ores ship, and please, I'm begging you, do not ask them about the Androsynth. Oh, I heard you were hanging out around the Vopacoolay land area. Talk to the Androsynth lately? No, keep it to yourself. Well, first I'm gonna go just directly out into hyperspace for the purpose of, calling the Melnorme, get some stuff, and then I want to go to the Umgah. Well, not specifically the Umgah. I want to talk to the Dnyarri. See if we can get a conversation going now that I have this tallow protection. We shall see. Or possibly it'll be a bust for now. In which case I'll just take my lumps and we'll figure it out next time. Hey! You can see why a bunch of nerdy video game developers would not have thought of this in 1992. But I think that the Syreen could be enriched if you met a male one now then. I didn't. Could I request specifically that you sell me some information about these Keel for Easy? Alright, I got some stuff I'd like to sell you. Telephone rings! Why? Alright, I'll be right back. Okay. Here we go. I have some data about alien life forms. Boom. Alright, that's a cool... I would like to purchase information. Then everybody wins, my friend. Oh, I inferred that. Thank you. I had a whole thing with Bukowski about this. Yeah. They told me this themselves, and I didn't have to pay them. Perhaps the ones with Esper capability? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Good stuff, buddy. Tell me more. Well, sort of, but not quite. That did happen. I've heard about that. You know who told me about this? The Shafixty! Crazy that this info is this deeply... Oh, okay, so you knew this too. Crazy how deep this is in the information chain. Like, I found the Shafixty through wandering and, like, on one screen, chronologically from top, I can see the row where I found the Shafixty. It's at the very bottom. It's in row 35 of the spreadsheet. And there's blank rows between the constellations. Okay. Once more, come on. Yep, it's true. Yeah, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. Was I just attracted by the name Serpentis? Ooh, snake constellation. I don't know. No, I don't blame you at all. I do wish you had, you know, given some clearer directions. Okay, well, I mean, that's what we got for now. Thank you. I'm done buying, but thank you. Again. Alright, last act of the day. Let's go see how smug the Dnyarri are when their psychic powers of compulsion don't necessarily work. And also, man, if the Tallow had materials that could do this, they should have shared them with the Urquan. They could have spared a whole lot of pain throughout the galaxy. Hey. Alright. So, just gotta remind myself. Umgah, just there, right over there. Of course, yeah. Just not in time, I guess. Okay. So, I need near entry point 1. 544, 532. Chart that course, Ensign. Let's make it so. get a ton done today in not that much in-game time, which is great. Gotta remind myself which Orionis. It's beta, right? But I might as well just read it off the screen. Yeah, beta. Here we go. Chart course makes so. And we're off. That's probably a Cilantro Pro. But I'm too focused. No? Oh, do they just stop existing once you have the self-destruct? That would explain a lot. No? Oh! Well. Cool. I am pretty confident in the fullness of time we'll do that. Because I like their song, they're fun little people, and I'm really curious to know. Alright. Hey, pal. You want... Oh, you want to talk about what's unfortunate? No. You can't. Ten Umgah. Okay. Don't even remember how to fight the Umgah. Yeah, sounds like it. I'm probably going to just fail at this and then not do it today. Oh yeah, okay. I remember roughly how to fight the Umgah. Boom. Come home, my children. Alright. Probably not gonna win at this on the first try, which is fine. I don't know. Well. Oh yeah. We obviously gotta do this. I just mean I'll probably wind up doing this next week. Ah, this was going great. And then suddenly it was going quite poorly. Which I suppose is the whole gimmick with the Umgah ships. Or maybe I'll win. I mean, I put Fuefo on the line, so I gotta beat them all with Fuefo, or I gotta escape with Fuefo. But escaping does not seem like something you can really easily pull off against the Umgah. Well, you wasted a great opportunity there, Obarji. Oh no! A moment's hesitation there. That's what I should have done. Alright, so yeah. Alright, this is unofficial now. That went really badly. It's okay. It's all academic now. We're doing this next week. Oops. Also, that whole thing about wasting all your ammo. Yeah, okay. Well. Okay. I think that's a good spot to stop. So, oh man. What a week. Let's just, for my own sanity, not that I could do anything about it, confirm that the save game works. Oh, waffle syrup. So, there's too much. I can't sum it all up right now. But the kicker here is that I now have an ancient tallow device, which gives me a shield against the Dnyarri, who is currently enslaving the Umgah. So he can't get me. So then he calls on 10 Umgah ships. So I'm gonna have to beat 10 Umgah in a row. And then we're going to find out what happens. And that's what we're doing at the very, very start of next week. So, folks, thank you for sticking around to the end, for joining me at any point. If you, you came and you left, you're not here, you can't hear my voice, I'm still glad you came. Great times. I'll be back tomorrow playing Ultima 6, and we're going to find out what happens when you blow up a door in a jail with the jailer in the next room. Does he get upset? Or is it early enough in video game development that we haven't reached that level of realism? We're going to find out together. So, and then next week we'll be back here getting that much closer to saving the galaxy. I can feel it, baby. So, until the next time, stars align, take care of yourselves, and be kind to everyone you meet.